Well, hey, this guy's doing work no American wants to do, dating Fannie Willis and getting how bad is it when you got to give somebody $650,000 to go out with you?
To go out with you.
You could be goddamn sure I'm going to keep on talking about Donald Trump. Finally, after all of this time, we're seeing progress. In this case, what made me excited? I want to introduce you to Fani Willis, the Fulton County District Attorney.
10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
People also seem to think that in society that there are certain people that are immune from prosecution. If you are a celebrity, if you are a high-ranking public official, I guess that there is something strange with me.
I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass.
Lady Justice is actually blind.
Trump's allies prepare for indictments in Georgia probe. They're coming for everyone. It's not just Donald. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is likely to indict a number of his associates. And then finally here,
Fulton County DA Fani Willis, she continues to come under fire over her alleged romantic relationship with the lead prosecutor in that Trump case. An outside counsel paid over $650,000. His name is Nathan Wade. According to those court documents, she has been subpoenaed to appear as a witness in his divorce proceedings, and a new bombshell report from Politico revealing that the January 6th committee helped guide the early days of the Trump Georgia probe.
So this is good news. This might be the arraignment and the arrest and the indictment where we get a mugshot, where they print him, where they're treating him like the perp that he is.
The Attorney General of New York and the DA in Fulton County, Fani Willis, have in common. According to the visitor logs, both visited the Biden White House in the last 2 years.
It makes me excited and happy and pleased and patriotic, maybe again, that Donald Trump and his associates, several of these people are running scared. They are panicking.
Ms. Fani Willis was accused of having an improper relationship with the top prosecutor in the Trump case, a relationship from which she allegedly benefited financially. Quote, "The allegations are salacious. Arguably, the most famous district attorney in the country hired her romantic partner to help prosecute a former president and then profited from the arrangement. She assigned him to be a special prosecutor in order to avoid going through the normal approval process for an outside attorney. She then subsequently paid him a hefty amount in taxpayer dollars, while he, in turn, took her on beautiful vacations to California, Florida, and the Caribbean. And here's the cherry on top. This is the Fulton District Attorney's lead prosecutor in the Trump case, who also happens to be her romantic partner, charging taxpayers a cool $2,000 in order to travel to talk to Joe Biden's White House lawyers about prosecuting Joe Biden's political opponent. That is, if nothing else, absolutely amazing.
A lot of experts, a lot of people who are not in my position as a commentator, like legal analysts, are saying that this case in Georgia against Donald Trump, this Fani Willis brought case, that they're saying this might be the nail in Donald Trump's metaphorical coffin. Donald Trump is a former president of the United States of America who is in a clear conspiracy with these others. And now, while he whines that this is a witch hunt, while he whines that this is the deep state, Democrats, radical left coming after him,
President Biden and his White House are lying when they said that they didn't have any communications with any of these Democrat prosecutors like Alvin Bragg and Fani Willis before they brought these unprecedented charges against President Trump, this election interference, because Nathan Wade billed for those meetings. And the fact that he billed for those meetings, his 2 meetings prior to Fani Willis's indictment with the White House staff, proves that they talked about Trump's indictment, because why else would Nathan Wade have billed for those meetings if they didn't talk about what he was working on?
Listen, you're not meeting with the Biden DOJ. You're meeting with the Bidens. You're meeting with Kamala herself in her home. What is going on? And when is our country going to stop talking about it and start doing something about it? Because they have no problem doing something about it when it's Trump.
But this is it. This is the most dangerous, damaging, the greatest possibility is seeing him face legal consequences, conviction, jail, that it's going to come out of this. Maybe I'm not educated enough. Maybe I'm not knowledgeable enough. Maybe I'm too ignorant of all the details to comment on that.
That is correct. That is correct.
The Fulton County District Attorney, who is having lies told about her. She's being defamed on an almost daily basis by the ex-president of the United States. He's telling wild, insane, absolutely fabricated, defamatory lies about her and her love life. It is nonsense.
You want to bet?
Normally, I wouldn't give this oxygen, but I think it's important to know exactly what we're dealing with. What kind of a megalomaniac, liar. People bang on it. Oh, he's talking about Donald Trump. You're banging on about Donald Trump. You're bashing Donald Trump constantly. Can't you think of anything else? You could be goddamn sure I'm going to keep on talking about Donald Trump.
Are you fucking retarded? The hell's the matter with you?
Here is an ad that the Trump campaign spent $80,000 on and ran it in the Atlanta metro area for 4 days.
How far will the most corrupt president in history go to keep Republicans from winning back the White House? Meet the cast of unscrupulous accomplices he's assembled to get Trump. Letitia James, the socialist who ran on the promise, I'll go after Trump. And Biden's newest lackey, Atlanta DA, Fani Willis. So incompetent, on her watch, violent crimes have exploded. So tainted, Willis was thrown off one case for trying to prosecute a political opponent. So dishonest, Willis was accused of creating a fake subpoena. Welcome to the fraud squad.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Insane lies, the fraud squad.
Trump's tormentor, New York Attorney General Letitia James, she brought a case that's never been tried in New York's 400-year history. No jury, no victim, and the defendant wasn't allowed to speak.
And then finally here,
Letitia James visited the White House not once, not twice, 3 times. Before she sued the president, while she was suing the president, and then once to see Kamala.
Insane lies, the fraud squad.
We're learning that District Attorney Fani Willis in Georgia also visited the White House, partied with Kamala and others.
Fraud squad.
This is total corruption. That's what you got going here. Total corruption.
Biden insists his political rival is being prosecuted independently.
I have never once, not one single time, suggested to the Justice Department what they should do or not do relative to bringing a charge or not bringing a charge. I'm honest.
Now, when you have to insist you're honest, you're lying.
They are the bedrock upon which this case is built. The federal case and the Georgia case.
Every single one of Trump's prosecutions leads directly back to Biden. It's political lawfare, and Biden's the general.
It's the fraud squad.
Willis and Wade should be prosecuted for racketeering themselves as they gained financially.
It's the boyfriend who has never prosecuted anything before in his life. He met several times and got paid for the meetings with, wait for it, Biden White House advisors.
It's the fraud squad.
Fani was working with Adam Schiff in the January 6th case to build the Georgia prosecution.
While he whines that this is a witch hunt, while he whines that this is the deep state, Democrats, radical left coming after him.
All cases against Trump brought after he announced, all cases brought by Democrat prosecutors.
Every time somebody sees me in court, remember, Joe Biden and his thugs that surround him did it.
While he whines that this is the deep state, Democrats, radical left coming after him.
This is a scandal that this Nathan Wade, on behalf of Fani Willis, billed for time when he met with the White House twice before Fani Willis indicted President Trump. This shows that there was clear collusion between the Biden White House, not just the Biden Justice Department, the Biden White House and this Democrat prosecutor.
If these allegations are true, that the meetings with the White House officials actually happened, it would prove some collaboration between the prosecution and Joe Biden's White House.
The January 6th committee almost exclusively interviewed Republicans. They are the bedrock upon which this case is built, the federal case and the Georgia case.
You remember the January 6th committee that banned Republicans from joining and then destroyed all the evidence they collected?
The fraud squad.
Just like no one takes Tish James seriously in New York, or Alvin Bragg or Jack Smith, because they don't look like serious prosecutors. They look like who they are, political operatives, Larry.
She's doing her job. She is defending democracy against an autocratic wannabe tyrant idiot.
I think there is a conspiracy here where the Biden White House is calling the shots in the legal war against Donald Trump. Period. End of sentence.
It's the fraud squad.
He should get damages for how much he's been prosecuted and how many years he's had to pay for lawyers and defending these garbage claims. He should get damages.
You're always talking about Donald Trump. You're banging on about Donald Trump.
Believe me, I mean this quite literal. I love liberty, but I hate white liberals. Wear a mask, stay home, complain and moan. Talk about privilege on your phone in your Range Rover, Starbucks, mango, foo-foo, whatever. The cloth I'm cut from can handle any weather.
I am your voice.